I am in Montana, and the elevation where I'm at in Anaconda, Montana today is about 6,000 feet above sea level, so just over a mile high. And I used to live in Denver, so I used to be acclimated to high altitude training. Living in Alabama for the past couple of years, I am not acclimated to this. So today, you're going to join me on a training session at 6,000 feet of elevation, and you're going to watch me suffer. It is so dramatically different. And of course, once you get acclimated to this, it's a little bit better, but I'm not acclimated, and I'm going to do 2025 Boulder Athlete Legends online qualifier test to kick it off, and then a couple of other pieces. So let's have some fun at high altitude and suffer with a significant lack of oxygen. Let's go. First things first, we got to get warm.
They say performance has an expiration date, but what if they're wrong? No matter where you start, the goal's the same: to be better, stronger, wiser, bolder. We're here for the relentless, those that don't back down, don't compromise, and don't quit. This is training for Masters athletes by Masters athletes, with a community that holds you steady. So say goodbye to random workouts, because whether you're stepping into following a program for the first time or stepping onto the podium, your journey starts here.
I just did a 500 meter row at a 2:05 pace just to get the blood flowing, and I'm already out of breath. So yesterday I trained and I did one of the Legends qualifiers, event number 4. It was a total of 420 feet of dumbbell walking lunges, front rack, and 49 bar muscle ups. This is not anything that would kill me typically. I mean, it's hard, it's qualifier, but I was gasping for air. I wanted to quit so bad because I don't need to do the qualifiers. I'm not competing at Legends. I'm helping program Legends, so I can't compete there, but I feel like I have a moral obligation to do the workouts. So I suffered greatly yesterday, and I laid on the floor for 5 minutes afterward, just gasping for air. I had lofty goals in my mind on how I wanted to approach and complete that workout. So anyway, wow, we've just done 500 meters as just a warm-up row. And today's qualifier is a 12-minute AMRAP that is 15 deadlifts at 185 pounds, 30 wall balls, standard wall ball, standard height, and 15 toes to bar. 12-minute AMRAP. It took me just over 12 minutes to do yesterday's workout. I'm going to have a similar stimulus in this workout. Lots of cardiovascular endurance. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt because there's no oxygen here. I'm going to continue getting warm. Confirmed. This is gonna hurt. There's no weight on the bar. It was like 7 wall balls. Heart rate's through the roof. I just want to thank my friends at Smelter City CrossFit. This gym, it's the second year in a row. They just let me come whenever I want. Classes, no classes, whatever. So I actually try to come when there's no classes. I don't want to be disruptive. They are so great. It's a great gym. It has everything I need. And this garage being open to the cool mountain air feels great. You know, just step outside. Woo. And I don't know, this view is not terrible. Beautiful Montana sky, warm sun. much thinner atmosphere. I mean, it's nice. I do enjoy this place. So if you're ever in Anaconda, Montana, or around the Butte, Montana area, this is the place to be. It's great. They're super cool. Give them a call. For this first workout, we've got deadlifts, wall balls, toes to bar. I'm gonna do a little warm up around here, just get that heart rate going. Then I'm gonna set up a camera to record this for the Legends Qualifier. Just again, pretending like I'm doing a qualifier. I got the music set up, so that's good. All right, we're ready to do this thing. 12-minute AMRAP, 15 deadlifts, 30 wall balls, 15 toes to bar, 12 minutes. Oh my goodness, got to max heart rate. For sure, heart rate got up to 165, which is my max heart rate actually. It was not as painful as the lunge workout yesterday, but the last round into that extra bit after the last round. So I got 4 rounds, 15 deadlifts, and I think 19 wall balls when I heard the timer. I went 654 on the deadlifts, 12, 10, 8 on the wall balls, and unbroken on the toes to bar. That was very restful. I was able to just catch my breath, focus on counting my reps, catching my breath on the toes to bar, and just kind of methodically working my way through. Once I completed 4 rounds and I had not that much time left, I went 9-6 on the deadlifts, and then wall balls until the time was over. I kept trying to look over to see the timer on the wall behind me, but I couldn't see it really. So I just did wall balls till I heard the timer on my phone stop at 12 minutes. So that's good. That's good. I'm not as devastated. I'm very warm, and I think I've got the energy and the reserves to finish today's training session. which is great. Oftentimes when you sort of redline on workout 1, it's not optimal. But again, I felt like I had to do this qualifier, and to give it a good push, I probably need to do it first, especially given the work that I have today. What was originally programmed today was 400 meter run, 25 toes to bar, 25 burpee box jump overs, 25 toes to bar, 400 meter run. 3 rounds of that. So a total of 150 toes to bar. I just did 5 rounds of 15, which gets me to 75. And I'm gonna do a 12-minute EMOM here. I just made it up, which is 12 calories on the rower, 15 toes to bar for 6 rounds or 12 total minutes. So that'll catch me up on my total toes to bar volume. The burpee box jump over volume, I'm not super worried about. It would just spike my heart rate so bad at this altitude. Yeah, then we'll move on to the rest. So I'm gonna grab a drink of Element out of my water bottle, cool down for just 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna jump into this next workout. Again, 12-minute EMOM, minute 1, 12 calorie row, minute 2, toes to bar. Love that stuff. All right, got my headphones in, and today's podcast is called Acquired. So if you haven't heard of it, if you like business things like understanding how business has started, Acquired is like a 3 to 4 hour podcast per episode. And I'm listening to the one on Google. This is part 1 of Google, but I've listened through Microsoft, Costco, Porsche, Louis Vuitton, maybe. I don't, they have dozens and dozens and dozens of episodes, but they're really great long form. And being the entrepreneur, in my head at least that I am, I love to listen to these and find out how these companies were built. So it's really great. Acquired is the podcast for today. And if I run through that, then it's on to Alex Hormozi. So if you know Alex Hormozi, lots of business stuff. That's what I'm listening to today. Business, that's what's on cue today. Okay, that's not too bad. Just caught myself up to the total amount of toes to bar I needed to do for the day. Now we're moving on. Next, we've got 80-foot handstand walk, 40 dumbbell bench press with 70s, 8 deadlifts at 350. Then 60 feet, 30 bench press, 6 deadlifts, 40 feet, 20 bench press, 4 deadlifts, 20 feet, 10 bench press, 2 deadlifts. So 40, 30, 20, 10 is 100 dumbbell bench at 70 pounds, 70 pound dumbbells. Handstand walk's not a big deal. The deadlifts at 350, they're a little heavy. I'm trying to think if I'm feeling a little bit too much from earlier, but might just kind of warm up the deadlifts and see how they feel. And if they feel a little heavy, I'll drop them down a little bit lighter. We'll see. Okay, that was a lot of bench press and a moderately heavy deadlift. So I wasn't going at a blistering pace, just working my way through safely. Closer we get to the CrossFit Games, the more caution I throw into workouts. Like when I was doing the wall balls, toes to bar, deadlifts before, I could kind of just go for it there because it's not crazy heavy. It's hard work, it's more cardio based. But when I'm doing something like moderate deadlifts, heavy and high volume dumbbell bench, which, it's great. I love what it does, but I'm going to be a little bit more careful on those sets. I'm not looking to make crazy massive gains. I'm looking to very slowly increase my overall capacity as I get closer to the CrossFit Games, which are 7 weeks away, something like that. So handstand walk was no problem. Dumbbell bench, I broke it up into roughly sets of 10 to get through the total of 100 of them. And the deadlifts were fine. I broke the first set into 5 plus 3 to get to 8. The rest sets were unbroken. All right, we just got a finisher to do. Bike, sled push, bike. 8 rounds of that. Just got to get a little more heart rate going, get these legs cooking a little bit, and then call it a day at what feels like working out at the top of Mount Everest. All right, this finisher is 12 cows on the bike, 25-foot sled push, 12 cows on the bike every 4 minutes, going for max output on all pieces of it. And again, adding 6,000 feet of altitude as a little spice to this one. I'm almost done. 2 more rounds, 8 rounds total. My whole day up here sounds like this. Oh man. Hopefully my body is making some extra red blood cells right now. That could come in handy. Whew. That is a day of training at altitude in Montana. I'm in Anaconda, Montana. And it's definitely challenging to train while on vacation and try to stay fit. But hey, we call this a traincation, or a vacation with some training, getting a little bit done at higher altitudes, increase the red blood cell count in my system, hopefully. If not, it doesn't matter. I'm just keeping up with my fitness while I am training for the 2025 CrossFit Games. If you've experienced some high altitude training or have a funny story around this, or any questions or comments, leave those in the comments. I love to respond to comments. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Remember, your best days are ahead of you. Fortune favors the bold.